Hey everybody. In the years past, in my younger years, some of my rope work, my rappelling, ascending, belaying, was a little sketchy. I was younger then and it didn't bother me. I had a better grip, and I didn't really hang over the sides of cliffs, but that's really no excuse for not being safe. So I've updated all of my safety gear to what I think is safe for a 55-year-old dude. But anyway, and as you all know, I'm very interactive with YouTube. I actually answer the comments in the comment section. So for this video, I'm going to show my gear, show how I use it. For those of you that are experienced in climbing, critique me. Put comments in. What am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? And for those of you that have no experience with climbing, read the comments. You know, we can all learn together from each other. So anyway, I'm gonna set this stuff up, and also I'm using the GoPro, and I've got some accessories for my GoPro that I've never used before that I am going to use, which is going to be pretty cool. I got a head strap, a chest strap, and a wrist strap. So some of this video may be pretty shaky. Some of it's going to be on a tripod, some of it's not going to be on a tripod. And I've started messing with the GoPro settings a little bit. There's a lot more settings on it than a regular one. So let's get this pack off. I'm going to pull everything out and let's start setting this video up. All right, we're gonna have some fun today. So I don't know if you can see this over here out of camera shot, but I got my GoPro stuff over here, my GoPro case, and then I got a canteen. This is backup rope. This is 8mm rope. It's made by Bill. It's certified UIAA rope. That right that's what I carry. That's the small lightweight stuff I carry for like backpacking. But if I'm not going real far, and I'm pretty close to the road here, because this solo rappelling, I don't want to be, especially with all this new equipment, I'm going to be using a belay device that I've never used, and I'll explain more about that in a minute. But I prefer this rope here. This is let's see if I can find the end of it. See if I can get you to zoom in on it here. This is 7/16 blue water. 7/16 blue water assault line. This is kind of overkill, but for solo, I like it. All right, so let's get this pack off and see what's inside it. This pack is actually a butt pack with H suspenders, and I've added pouches. And it's got a butt pack with another pack on this side. Now this is the main compartment of the pack here. I really hope I'm getting all this. Nick wasn't here today. He's busy, so it's going to make it even harder. I'm used to my other camera, which has the viewfinder, but this thing doesn't have a viewfinder, so I just have to hope I'm getting everything in place. But this is the bag with the GoPro stuff. I've got various GoPro things, like I got a wrist strap so that the GoPro straps to my arm. I'll carry you down the hill with me. And then I've got like a chest strap. And then I've got like a helmet strap where the GoPro goes on the front. I'm gonna try all three of these, and I don't know how shaky they'll be. They may be shaky. I don't know, but we'll find out. Because people have requested that I use the GoPro in the past. Now this is my harness. It's a cheap harness. I want to upgrade one day. But it's supposed to be a certified harness. This is the kind that's got one loop off the front, and it's better to have the kind that has a loop here and then a loop tied to the legs that ties the two together. But they claim that, you know, with all this stitching and webbing, that thing will work. But I'm not going to be hanging over the side of a cliff anyway. I'm just going to be going down inclines, but I would like to be able to, if I ever came across the circumstance to. I would like to have the capabilities and the proper equipment that if I ever have to go over a cliff, I can. So now here I updated some of my carabiners, and I want to say something about this. I got them off Amazon, and there's a lot of junk. There's a lot of imitation junk on Amazon, and you want to be able to get, you want to look, and if they say UIAA certified, and then they've got a KN rating. KN is kilonewton. Usually you want about, I think, 24, 25 and above. 12 is not really enough. But if it says UIAA, you can look on the UIAA website to see if they're listed, to see if they're legit before you buy them. And those are the only ones I'm gonna buy. But this is a new carabiner that I got, and this is an old Blue Water figure 8. It used to be all I ever used was a figure 8 and a carabiner, and that's it. And so there's some safer ways of doing things. This is a prusik loop. I'm going to be using it. That's the safety thing that I didn't really use in the past. That's a good idea too. This is an ATC belay device. I'm going to be using this. This is new to me. I had some friends tell me about it, and I watched some videos. This thing here is simply a strap for strapping around a tree. You can tie ropes around trees, but it's really better to use a strap. I mean, the rope will take it, but it's better if you want. Now, this is one of my old carabiners. It's a steel carabiner. It's certified. It's like 40 kilonewton, but these modern ones, they've got these forged, and some of my old ones were rusty, but some of the more modern ones are a lightweight aluminum, so I went ahead and bought a couple of new ones. And my older ones, this is the only one that wasn't rusty. So anyway, that's pretty much it. Oh, and yeah, and of course I got a helmet. Now, some people claim, you got to protect the old noggin. Now, some people claim that you're not supposed to put stickers on your helmet because you have to be able to visibly inspect and see if there's any cracks on it. But I've seen some climbers with helmets with stickers and some without. But if I plunge and fall, I'm going to replace the helmet. I got some climbing gloves. And then I have a, I don't know, I guess you call it a helmet liner. I'll talk more about this here in just a second. Now, I do know this when it comes to helmets. Don't ever wear like a baseball cap. This bill gets in the way and the little button on the top gets in the way. The best thing to do if you want to use something, how's my hair look? If you want to use something very, very super thin and very lightweight. This is a very, very thin hat that I got from Bass Pro Shops. It was over in the camo section. But always wear your helmet, because your noggin is the softest part of your body. Oh, and you experienced climbers out there, you tell me about the deal with the stickers, because I had heard that before. I've saw some climbers with stickers, some without, and you know what I mean? Are they supposed to be, are you not supposed to, or is it okay to? You know what I'm saying? All right, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to ease over here and find a substantial tree. Now, you don't necessarily want a tree that is right on the edge, because those trees, the roots, when they grow on the edge, erosion can wash away the roots. You want one that's further over into land a little bit, and you want one that's quite substantial. And like during the summer, you definitely want one that has leaves on it. You don't want to strap off on a dead tree, all right? Because like I say, everybody's got to die, but you don't need to make rappelling or climbing speed up the process. All right, so let's go tie off on this tree over here. I'm sure in established climbing, there's always anchor points, but for the most part where I'm at, like I said, I'm not going to be hanging over the side of cliffs or rocks. I won't be using anchors. I'll be using trees. So what I like to do is, yeah, you can tie your rope around the trees, but I'd rather just use webbing. So, put this webbing around here and put on a carabiner, just like that. All right. Now on the rope, there's a bunch of different ways of doing this, but I'm going to do what I think will hold my weight and what will be easy to undo. I'm going to make a bight about 3 feet long, and I think this is called an overhand knot if you do this. And then if you go back through, I think it's called the double overhand knot, just like that. and then attach it to the carabiner. Now this is something I want to make note of. The way this is doing, the way this is spreading, you could load the gate of the carabiner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo one side, like that, and then I'm going to feed it through, like that. See? I feel like that's better, and then I'm going to take my loop here and clip it on to lock it in, just like that. Now here's the thing. If you're going over the edge of a cliff, or you're going from anchor point to anchor point, you want to be able to put a stopper knot on the end of it. That way, because as you're rappelling backwards, you won't go off the rope. But this isn't that far, so I'm just going to take the rope and just throw it down there, and hopefully it'll feed out. All right, for the most part, it went to the bottom. It's a little wadded up, but once I get down there, I'll unwad it. So next, let's put on the harness. This area I am in, the locals know it as Copperhead Canyon, because every time you go down to this creek, there's always copperheads everywhere. So I'm wearing snake boots, because I don't know what's down there. Now this harness has 2 leg holes in it. So what you want to do is put your foot through each one. I'm sure there's experienced people that are laughing. They're like, look at that dumb redneck putting on that harness. Anyway, you want to tighten it up, just like that. Tighten up these leg straps. And then this is the loop where you hook everything to. And then this will be where you put your extra stuff. Now you often see real deal climbers with, you know, just all kinds of anchors and carabiners hanging off the side. And like I said, I'm not going to be hanging off the side of a cliff, but I want to have the safety and the capability to do so if I ever get into that situation. For the most part, it's all just going to be really steep downhills for me. So the first thing that you want to do, clip on your carabiner. All right, this is a blue water figure 8. I've had it for a very long time, and this is a part of my dangerous past. Is oftentimes I would just use a carabiner or just a figure 8. So, well, the thing is some of those dudes in the military, whenever they were, I've been told, I wasn't in the military, I've been told that whenever they were flying out of a helicopter and people were shooting at them, they would just use a carabiner or just use a figure 8 with no kind of safety backup. So, stupidly, I used to do that. And as a matter of fact, I used to even have one of those old carabiners. I would take my pack, my pack belt and my pants belt and run the carabiner around the 2 of them and then run the rope through them. Anyway, now this is another one of these things that I want to show you about. That this is something that people have mentioned in the past. Take the rope and push the rope through, and then run the rope around and attach it. Now people have told me that's not right, that you want this bridge over the front facing you. So let's do it that way. That would be, you experienced climbers, comment in the comment section if it's right or not, but you want to go through the top and go around like this. Now my only guess would be that that would help the braking action of lowering yourself down. You know what I'm saying? Now let's get to the safety part of this thing here. This is a prusik, and what you're supposed to do with this thing is, because if a rock lands on your head, or a tree, or if you step on a yellow jacket nest or a hornet's nest and you let go, you may plummet to your death. This could help slow down the process. It's a prusik loop. So you just put it on here like this, just like that, and then clip it onto your carabiner. Alright, I'll show more of that in just a second. I wanted to say, on this prusik loop, I actually bought a store-bought one instead of a homemade one. I had a homemade one that I would occasionally use whenever the incline was real steep. But anyway, this thing here, let's take a look at this now. Unlock my carabiner. All right, so we're locked in now. Okay, now the thing about this is it'll slide along the rope just like that. But if you get into a bind, it jerks. It's supposed to catch, and it'll catch you. Like if you let go of this rope, or if there's some kind of failure with this will catch you. And so I'm just gonna slide this along with my hand as I go down. All right, now I'm gonna try to wear gloves. I used to always wear gloves. These are military type gloves. I used to always wear these kind. So, I don't know if I'm gonna need them or not. But I'm gonna put the camera over here on the edge. And I'm gonna crank it up and hope that I can capture all of this. I just switched it over to wide angle because I don't know what I'm gonna be capturing. But I'm gonna go down a few feet, then I'm gonna try to come back up and I'm gonna put you on my GoPro wrist strap. All right, so let's see how this works. Let's see. Yeah, I can see you. All right, so you want to keep your brake hand down low to the side is what I've always heard. All right, now I'm feeding in with this hand. All right, I got you on the wrist strap, and I'm not even going to try it because I can't get this thing. Watch this. I can't get it. This wrist strap's worthless. I'm gonna put the chest strap on, and well, no, I'll put the helmet strap on first, and we'll go down with the helmet strap, and then I'll use the chest strap on the way up. All right, I got you mounted to my helmet, and I can say without a shadow of a doubt, these attachments for me is the worst part of filming. These things are horrible. I can't stand them. Because when you're messing with a camera trying to put it on, you're touching the back of the screen and converting from video to photograph and changing all this stuff. So I'm gonna put the helmet on and let's try to go down now. All right, I got you on, and we're going down. So I got the prusik knot here. See, it's still loose, but it'll catch if I need it to. I hope you're seeing all this. Oh, look at that, it just caught, because look at that, I let the slack off on this thing here, and the prusik wound up catching, because instead of sliding this down, so I'm gonna lean forward, and let's loosen this up a little bit. All right. Oh look, can you see that down there? The rope's all wadded up. So when I get down to it, we're gonna have to unwad it. Now this seems to be doing pretty good. All right, now there you are, right there. Look at that. I just stepped all over this rope. So let's let that prusik hold me. Look at that. I just let off on the brake. So let's take this rope. Let's throw it on down further to the bottom. All right, let's go down here. Oh, okay, got to let myself up a little bit. Loosen the prusik. And lower ourselves back down. All right, so we're down on flat ground. Let's make a few changes, okay? All right, so I undid the rope. I just went ahead and left my prusik loop on. I went ahead and undid my figure 8. So let's take this off. Switch this over. That's what this loop here is with the plastic. Now the way this is supposed to work, this is supposed to be this carabiner is supposed to be very, very slick up in here to allow the rope to slide. Now I had to look long and hard to find an ATC that would take 12mm rope. A lot of them don't go up that big. This is a GM climbing, and I think this has got a rating on it. Yep, UIAA. I had to look at this thing for a minute, and it does say UIAA, but it says for rope 8 to 12mm. I don't know if you can see that or not, but this rope does fit in. It may not feed very well. Yeah, it may not feed very well, but this thing is usually a belay device for when someone's freehand climbing. You run the rope through and it's got a brake so that you can arrest their fall if it happens. So now the way this thing works is you have the brake end hanging here. So you're going to put it through here, and then it's got this plastic coated cable, and I've heard that the cheap ones, that cable will wear off. So you want to put your carabiner through both of these, the plastic piece and this. And I guess the plastic piece is to keep you from losing it, I guess. But anyway, put that on and lock it in. And what this is you give it a pull and a push, and you lock it that way. That's how this thing works. Pull and a lock. All right. Oh yeah, I better put this thing on. And I guess what I'll do is I'll scoot up with that hand. Now, you might could get by without the prusik loop on this. If you keep your brake hand down to the side like this, you know, you could pull yourself up and then lock it like that. But then again, as you're moving your brake hand, you're going to be, there won't be pressure on it, so maybe that prusik. If you was really on the side of the cliff, then, you know, maybe you'd need to do that. So, let's try to go up. And then I'm going to put you on this chest mount. We're going to try it out. It was a little bit easier to fool with than the helmet mount. Alright, so let's see how this thing works. Alright, I'm going to get the slack out of this. Alright, let's push in and pull. Alright. Alright, so let's see how this works. I can't tell. Let me lift the camera up a little bit. See that? I had to change the camera, so I'm going to go up the hill just a little bit before I put you on the chest mount. I see that thing is already in the way. I'm gonna loosen this up big time. All right, unlike the helmet mount, where I just put it on there and hoped I got everything, this thing I'm having to, I can actually see the back of it, but I don't have as big of a view. All right, so let's see how this does. I'm gonna loosen up this prusik knot. May not even need the prusik knot since I've got the brake hand, but it's handy to have it on there. I'm just gonna kind of let that ride right in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull myself up while pulling the rope out. Now, pull the brake down. So I got my brake hand over here, locking it in. Just raise you up a little bit. Alright. Yeah, that rope ain't wanting to feed through there very good. Hold on. Let me move this up a little bit. Alright. Push this down. I used to go up with a figure 8, but what I'm trying to do is trying to go up with this. It seems to be working okay. And if I got to stop all of a sudden, see right there? I'm braking. And it's like what the reviews said, this rope feeds in here, yes, but it doesn't feed through very good. So I bet when I go to that 8mm rope, I bet this will feed like crazy. Now, it used to be with a figure 8, I couldn't ascend with the figure 8 because there wasn't much of a break there, but this has got a really good break here, those grooves. So let's go on up. I hear an airplane. See, this thing's locking in pretty bad. All right, so I'm gonna pull here and pull out with this. See, that is locking in bad. I'm gonna try the different rope later on once I get to the top. I'm running out of time today, but it does have a good lock, which is pretty neat. Hey, you know something? I think I'm gonna switch over to the figure 8. I'm gonna lock myself in. Let's see if we can do this on camera. Let's undo this, because this will be good to see. There's an airplane. Man, it's flying low. Y'all hear it? All right. May just have to use this thing for... All right, there you go. Look at that. I'm locked by my prusik. This is why it's good to have all this stuff on here. And so it's like they say, never undo the gate of your carabiner unless you're locked in. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go through here. We're going to go through here and go back on. And put this on. Alright. Now what I'm going to do is let's loosen up that prusik and slide it back down to where it's loose. Oh yeah, that's much better, because I'm pulling with this hand out and then pulling myself up with this one. If I get tired, I'll just come back here and lock myself in over to the side. All right, let's get back up to the top and finish this video. It's a very slow process. I'm constantly switching hands. Now see, in the process, I got you on super wide view, doesn't it look weird? In the process of switching hands, I kind of would feel like that's a case where the prusik loop helps, because if anything was to hit you on the head, or you got stung by a wasp or yellow jackets and you had to let go of your brake hand, that could happen. But anyway, comments, questions, throw them in there. If there's a better way of doing any of this, let me know. I do think that everybody said that the ATC belay device is great for ascending, but not with a large diameter rope. This is like 12 millimeter. So I may try it later on with the bill rope. It's 8 millimeter. May use that all the time, I don't know. This is kind of overkill. This assault line was like almost $400, which was ridiculous. It's great if you're flying out of a helicopter. Let's switch this back over. Check it out. On a GoPro, that's the difference between super wide and linear. But anyways, I was saying I may go to the other rope, and it'll feed through better. Because I don't really like the figure 8 either. But that prusik is great because, like I say, if anything happens, that prusik will grab you if you let go to swat hornets, yellow jackets, whatever. But anyway, like I said, I never hung over the side of a cliff in the past. But I feel like if I had to, if it was a life or death situation, I would be able to. Now, as far as pulling myself up with the ATC belay device or with this, if you're hanging off the side of a cliff, Another thing that I know you can do is that you can take your prusik and you can put another prusik on, and you can put a foot loop in it. You can put a foot loop where you can put your foot in and push yourself up as you're going up the rope. And as you use it, you reach up as high as you can with your prusik, lock it in, take your foot, push yourself up, and then pull up like this. Okay, that's a foot loop. It's kind of overkill on these hills that I'm doing, but you know how it is. So anyway, hope you had fun. Hope you enjoyed it. Questions, comments, welcome. I'm no expert. I'm just now getting into the safety aspect of things. That's why I'm filming this and didn't film much of it in the past. But take it easy, enjoy life. We shall. See you in the next one. I know the video was supposed to be over a little while ago, but I had a thought on the way home after thinking about the whole experience with this stuff. And those old survival shows on TV that everybody used to watch, Man vs. Wild, Dual Survival and all that, if you think about it, they would start out on a mountaintop, and they would always, every single show almost, they had to find their way down. They're like, oh, we need to get to low ground, you know, we need to, and sometimes they'd have rappelling equipment, and sometimes they wouldn't, but, you know, they were pretty much always rappelling and descending. In reality, in real life, the way I do things is, if I find an area where I go down, I always have to come back up. You know, I'm not Bear Grylls, I'm not gonna have a helicopter drop me off on top of a mountain and me, find my way down. But anyway, but the thing is with this whole experience with this, I don't know, maybe I'm getting older, but as far as the ascending, you know, the rappelling is great, it's fun, it's fantastic, you know, but the ascending, is there a better way? Or do you experienced guys and gals, do you use figure eights and ATC belay devices? You know what I mean? Is there something I'm missing? Is there an easier way of going back up? You know, so that's one of my main questions right there. You experienced people, you know, let me know how you ascend, if you do. A lot of people just rappel, but the way I do things, you know what I mean? What goes down has to come back up. So for real, for the second time, we shall see you in the next one.